So, I would say Space Engineers has gotten better. Not fixed yet, but certainly better. Before the physics update recently, this would have caused explosions. And I'm in single player. This would have caused massive amounts of explosions. I don't know about multiplayer. I honestly don't. Multiplayer has been getting better, but sometimes physics can still be kind of wonky in multiplayer. It's funny. I was testing that cargo rocket that's kind of sandwiched in the middle of this menage a trois, and then I loaded up the cargo ship on the right there. It was in my blueprints. It's an older design I found in the workshop. I like the concept. I think it looks cool. And I think it has merit for a similar design. But anyway, I digress. I realized my cargo rocket there in the middle has two connectors. And it's not necessarily blocking that connector to the station, so you can just dock on the other side. And I extended the piston. I was like, wow, pistons do look pretty cool right now. Extend that out, and it was nice and slow and steady. And it was just at the default speed. Click. Stops. I'm like, oh, cool. I fly it up. It's ready to lock into place. I lock it into place, and it's fine. Just sits here like this. And I had something playing on my other monitor, and I'm watching it. It was on YouTube. And then I realized in the corner of my eye, I see movement, and I see thrusters. And I look over, and this is the little wiggle I see going on. And like I said, had this been before the physics update, this would equal Michael Bay explosions. So at least it's a step in the right direction. And so, alright, next freak, what are you doing, man? Sorry, I just keep seeing him loading. Anyway, yeah, I gotta say this is definitely better. Multiplayer seems a little bit better. Space Engineers is in a better place in general. So, I figure I should give yet another. Here you go, DHR Mike. Here's my yet again I'm still alive update. I've been fiddling with recording software again. For this, I'm using OBS, and my roommate got me a piece of software. I don't know if it'll work yet or not. If I can get it working, then I will start editing more. That seems to be my real big roadblock, is the editing. I used to love editing, and then my editing software went to crap, and I picked up that DaVinci. And DaVinci's not bad, but it's not great either. I've got the free version of DaVinci, and it's got a little bit of a learning curve, and then the free version has some limitations. And it's not easy to use, not only that it hits like this big memory cap, which I've got 8 gigs of memory in my machine, so it's not my machine. So, I don't know. It's frustrating. And I want to record and post more. I've got, everyone I usually talk to while gaming and such, like, oh, why don't you post more? Fifth being #1 guy on that. Probably followed by DHR Mike. And I do want to post more. It's just, I record plenty. I just never want to edit it because I don't want to use DaVinci. And even my Hellblade videos I was posting, they're unedited. It's literally the raw recording file that I posted to YouTube. So that's probably what I'm going to do with this as well. Yeah. So anyway, I just saw this lovely little bouncing thing, and just thought I should share, and figured I'd give you guys a heads up too. So, I've been playing plenty of Space Engineers. I've been developing plenty of ships, such as that rocket in the middle. I developed an earlier prototype, and it worked pretty well. It's literally you push one button and that fucker goes up into orbit and will autopilot to wherever you want. Autopilot is... It's not that it's not functioning, it's acting weird. So, as long as you're in a gravitational well, a remote block wants to go parallel to the ground as opposed to vertical, like if you're trying to leave. So if you tell it, hey, take off from this planet and go up into orbit, into space outside of the gravitational pull of the planet, it will do so horizontally. It'll try and just lift vertically that way. So, designed like a rocket where all the thrust is in the back, or most ships for that matter, uh, it won't function correctly. So you need downward thrust. It's really weird. So this design, you literally press a button, and it uses a series of timers and adjusts the thrust as it goes up, uses hydrogen and ion, and as it goes up, eventually the hydrogen runs out, and it got far. It was able to lift the payload far enough away from the planet that it can just fly on ion power, and it continues to cruise on ion power. And once using timers, once the timer's shut off, it'll turn on the remote block, which by that point you're out of the gravitational well, and then it'll fly to wherever you tell it to go. So pretty fun concept, and it's low on thrusters, even for such a massive weight. But the autopilot doesn't care. The autopilot compensates for it naturally, and since it's unmanned, it just goes, which is actually pretty handy. I got the idea from when I used to play survival with Fifth and Izzy and Dracul and Wiseman and Wizard. Izzy had gone up into orbit while we were still all on the planet, and it got me thinking, well, what if we wanted to send supplies to him? I don't want to constantly fly up there. Not that I don't want to help Izzy out. It's just, it's time consuming. So you build a couple of these bad boys, launch them up, and then they have parachutes, so then Izzy can send it back. They'll parachute down, fly a recovery vehicle out, go get them, or, just fly a vehicle out, ice them up, and then you can fly them back manually, and then do it again. Last thing about Space Engineers, while I'm thinking about it, in this wonky quasi-update video, small ships, now their antennas go out to 50 kilometers, which is pretty fancy. Now, large antennas do the same, and I don't like that. I would like large antennas to have an advantage, say maybe double that, say 100 kilometers, which on a planet, one antenna could cover most of a planet, or something like that. I don't know, make them a little bit more balanced, because at this point you could literally just do the rotor trick and put a tiny little antenna in it, and that's that, for every freaking ship. And especially since these parts are getting better, but still wiggly as such, a lot more ships are starting to get small ship parts in big ships, for command stations and things of that nature in a ship. You can make an entire bridge out of small blocks now, and it's relatively steady. So, yeah. All right, I bet I should go ahead and cut this right about here. I can't make any promises on videos anytime soon. I want to. I honestly do. I just don't want to edit. I hate my editing program. DaVinci frustrates me so much, mostly because you lose. It makes everything really dark. You lose video quality, and now the time it takes, that doesn't bother me. Because half the time I edit a video and then I set it to render while I'm asleep, or I'll set it to render soon before I go to bed, say an hour before. I'll take a shower, I'll eat, whatever, come back, it's done rendering, and then I can upload it while I'm asleep. Or, again, render it while I'm asleep, upload it when I get up, and I go to work. I come home and it's uploaded. Stuff like that. So that kind of stuff, the time-consuming part, I find ways around that. That's not a big deal. It's the actual editing itself that's the issue. All right, I'm going to shut up now, and I will catch you guys later.